On this day, September 8, in 1904, 19-year-old James Williams walked to the gallows in Melbourne Gaol. Williams had been sentenced to death for the murder of his employer's wife, Mary Amelia Veitch, on the 19th of July at Clifton Hill. Williams had been employed as an apprentice baker for 3 years at the time of the murder. The story he told police was that Mary had entered the bread room of the Talbot Bakery on O'Grady Street to bring him some milk, just as Williams jammed his finger and swore. Mary told him he shouldn't be using such language, to which he replied, "Mind your own business." Mary returned with a whip and a carving knife, which Williams took off her and chased her back into the house, where he cut her throat. Mary's funeral procession from her home to the Melbourne General Cemetery became a spectacle of morbid curiosity, with thousands of people, mostly women with prams, lining the streets on the way to the cemetery. At trial, Williams was found guilty and sentenced to death by Justice Beckett, and with no reprieve from the Executive Council, the execution was set for September 8. Williams walked without a tremor to the gallows and stood firmly as the noose was adjusted around his neck. He gave a smile to the chaplain, Reverend Barton, who knelt with him in final prayers. When asked by the hangman if he had anything to say, Williams replied, "I am very sorry for the deed that I have done. Very, very sorry." The white cap was drawn down over his head as Williams whispered, "I am very sorry, and I ask God to forgive me for what I have done." The hangman drew the bolt on the sheriff's instruction and death was instantaneous. Williams' burial in the yard of the Melbourne Gaol was a lot less fanfare than his victim's, Mary Veitch. James Williams' confession was published in the papers the following day, thanking the Governor and the chaplains for their attention during his time in jail.